let's go into some football. First football thing we're going to talk about has to do with my wet boy, DeVonta Smith, because there are some questions today, Dave, based off his performance, based on the Jets' position at number 2. Some say they should go with some say they should go with the quarterback. Some say no, we got to take Penny Sewell. We got to protect Sam Darnold. I got ripped in my mock draft, by the way. Go check it out. It's on our YouTube page. If you haven't already.
Small tangent.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, can you say?
Oh, yeah.
I had some thoughts that should not be said on Twitch.
I'm going to say it. There's a lot of idiots out there, Dave. There's a lot of idiots. Two things that, like, and I know they say never read the comments. We fucking read the comments. Because it's not something to where it's like, and I don't want this to seem like we judge our commenters.
Oh, but we do judge.
If you have a good comment, like, there's no problem in that. It's when you come with the shit like, number one, I spend, like Dave mentioned earlier, a good 3 minutes of the video at the beginning saying, like, hey, I know most of you are seeing this after Wild Card Weekend, super Wild Card Weekend. But I'm recording this after week 17. It goes on Patreon first. It comes out to you guys after. I had a comment that was like, do you even know the order? The Jets are at 23. They're not at 27. Yeah, who saw the fucking Rams beating the Seahawks, motherfucker? Nobody. That's number one. Number two, this is why you watch videos all the way through, folks. I had one team, I'll say this. I had one team trading up for a quarterback, said fan of said team, said, you're an idiot. We don't have enough picks. We're giving away too much to get a quarterback. I stopped watching. I replied and said, hey, just so you know, start watching here because I had your team trade a player to get back into the first round. You get 2 first rounders and you get a fucking future pick next year. So, like, just watch the whole thing. There's a plan to these things, especially with us. Like,
Up here, this empty space?
Yeah.
Try to use this.
Like, I know your team has not a lot of picks, so I'm going to try to get you picks later on. I play it like a GM, not like I'm some fan on YouTube, which is hard because a lot of people do it the second way. But Dave, woosah, bro.
I had to let you get that out there. Yeah. I know.
it would just sit with me. It's like a boy Retro says. When you get like that, all right, breathe easy, son. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Just got to let it go. Let it go. Yep. But DeVonta Smith, some saying they should go quarterback at 2, others Penny Sewell. Some saying maybe trade back and get an edge rusher or a cornerback in the top 10. But there is some chatter today, Dave, that the Jets should say, fuck it. We have Sam Darnold, new coach coming in to work with him. Let's go ahead and grab DeVonta Smith. I know there's debate between people, and for me, it's going to take a little bit more of, now that the season is over, really diving into said film, because DeVonta, I wanted to wait until his season was officially over, of who's the number 1 wide receiver, because there's 3 of them that could be top 10 talents, and Waddle, Chase, and Smith. I will ask you, if Smith, let's say he is the number 1 on the big board, he is your number 1, should the Jets go ahead and take Smith at number 2 and pair him up with Sammy D in New York?
Not a fucking chance. Not a chance. This man needs time to breathe. Mm-hmm. And they did go out last year and draft a left tackle, I believe, for him. Yeah. So, like, it's not like he has no one up front, but he needs more protection. And that's the key to young quarterbacks, his protection and the safety blanket. Now, no one's going to say that the Jets have wide receiver talent, because they fucking don't. They've got Jamison Crowder, who at this point in his career should be a slot receiver. Like, he should be a number 3 on a team. Best case scenario, number 2 on a team. Not your number 1 and only fucking hope to ever catch a fucking football.
Yeah.
God, that's terrifying as a Jets fan. You guys need help. The best case scenario is someone is so anxious to get their future quarterback that they're trading up for that number 2 spot, and you can trade back and get more capital. You need to get more capital. You have so many holes to fill. As Eric said, the Jets need a lot of help. They need a whole heap of help on that team. So if I'm the Jets, I'm literally going around to every team and just lying and be like, so we're thinking that, Zach Wilson's going off the board at 2.
Yeah.
I don't see a way that Zach Wilson's making it to 3 guys, unless you're interested.
Yeah.
Like, I can be convinced that I got Sam Darnold. He's a great kid. I love this kid, Sam Darnold. But Zach Wilson's up here, or Penny Sewell, depending on which team you call it. If you call the Bengals, like Penny Sewell, he's like a lock. But like, let's be honest, I could use some help down the road. So like maybe we could work out a deal. And you try to Fields is ahead of Wilson. I don't know after last night.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Here's what I'm gonna say about the quarterback thing, and this is how I think the Jets handle the conversation. Is like, for example, if they call the Panthers, which apparently Carolina fans hate Teddy Bridgewater, that I think is asinine. I got so many comments that we need Trey Lance, we don't need fucking Micah Parsons. I'm sorry, you have fucking Teddy Two Gloves, who did well this year. Slow your roll. You don't need a quarterback this year. I would just call up any team with the like, even calling the Panthers, I would just say, yo, bro, like, I'm getting a lot of chatter about a quarterback. If you want your guy, I'm getting a lot of chatter about all 3 of them. Like, then anyone could go here. So if you're worried your guy might not be there, I don't know. He might not, because I might be trading with the Falcons at 4. They may take your guy.
I'd rather not have on the Falcons. I'd rather someone like you guys had the chance to get him, because I don't got to deal with you guys.
Dude, I love you. I love you. You're my you're my bestie. I don't want to give him to Atlanta. They're not going to give me Julio Jones.
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
No, I think that should be their number one strategy. And obviously, if we know it, then everybody else knows it.
Yeah.
So like, good luck with that. But it's not to say it can't happen, because this is such a quarterback-centric league. If you don't have a quarterback, you don't have a chance to win games. Period. As a Bears fan, I can tell you this: we are fucking useless without a quarterback. We will never win a championship without a quarterback. So it doesn't even fucking matter. Like, why have a rebuild if you don't have your quarterback? That's where you need to start. That's where you need to address, and you have to address it at the top of the draft. So I think that they hold the power here. Now, I'm saying no vehemently to wide receiver at 2 here, because as good as Smith is, as good as Chase could be, I don't believe either one of these guys is going to be a game changer for this Jets team. I think this Jets team needs help in multiple positions. I think it turns into a situation maybe similar to like what the Giants had, where Odell Beckham was so good, but it didn't matter that Odell Beckham was good, because the rest of the team was horrid at key positions. So you need to take like the holistic approach of like, let's try to move back only a couple spots, just a couple. No, not too far. I'm not going back to the 20s. I've already got a late pick in this draft. I don't need a second late first rounder. Let's address some key needs for this team. Build up our defense, build up the offense, get some good guys we need across the board. I'm 100% in on that. And again, like free agency, we talk about, there are some wide receivers available in free agency as well, who could be guys who could make an instant impact and you don't have to pay the world for. So
yeah, I
can't pull the trigger on Smith. I love the kid. Watching him play is hilarious, because it's just like, how are you supposed to stop this kid against any other collegiate athlete? But in the NFL, we will see. That's all.
This is why what I think that, to me, there's 2 thoughts that I'm going through if I'm a Jets GM right now, or in the Jets front office, is, well, 3 thoughts. One's kind of a precursor thought. Number 1, I have a shit ton of picks this year. They have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 total picks this year. And they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 picks in the top 100. 6 in the top 100. 7, 8 in the top 50, 9 in the top 200, and then, like I said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. 10 overall. So you have a lot of picks. You have some wiggle room if you do want to move up and get a guy later in the draft too. But if I'm the Jets, if I am drafting at 2 and staying at 2, because that's the question, DeVonta Smith at 2.
You put me in that box.
No.
I'm not doing it.
I say no. The only guy I am taking it to, if I am drafting, is Penny Sewell. And then my thought is, I know people are going to say, Mekhi Becton, you brought it up, they drafted him last year, left tackle. Yep. Is it really the end of the world if you say one of you guys is playing the right side? No, it's our new coach's, basically it's his job then. My thought is Sewell would then go on the left side. Becton, we're going to teach you the right tackle position.
Not a big stretch. So I think having both tackles covered,
Yeah.
you feel so much better about that offensive line.
Or fuck it. You know what? I think I'd put Sewell on the... Basically, part of me is saying, do you put Sewell on the right side? Because I'm thinking Darnold's...
Is he lefty?
Wait, I'm trying to think how the line would be. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm putting my better one on the left because he's a righty. So basically, you want your better blocker defending the blind side of Sam Darnold because that's where his back would be, was to the left side. No, he's a lefty, so the righty would be. Good catch, Jake. He is a lefty. So the right side would be his blind side then, if I'm thinking correctly. What the fuck are you talking about, Jake?
Righty.
He is a righty. Jake's fucking with you in Twitch chat.
I literally asked the question. I didn't say I knew an answer. I asked the question.
Yeah, and Jake is Jake, you're no longer allowed to fucking talk until you're on the show. That's what I'm saying. You're fucking me up. So
I asked the goddamn question out loud, and you're like, "Oh, fuck Dave. He's an idiot."
So we got our answer, Dave. He's a righty. Left side, your blind side. Like I said before, I shouldn't have second guessed myself. I knew the right answer. I second guessed myself, Dave. That was the problem. Basically, I want the most important blocker on my blind side. Like, that's number one. Have both of them there. Your riches on the offensive line. However, if a team like the Falcons, like the Lions, like the Panthers, any team want to trade up for a quarterback, I would not be against getting, at let's say, their first and then 2 extra picks in this draft plus a pick in the next draft. You're probably going to get a first rounder next year plus this first rounder, maybe a 4th and a 5th maybe for that second is what you could probably get, depending on how low they are. Like, I'm thinking if it's like the maybe Panthers or Lions. And then at that point, if I'm at 7 or 8, all right, now DeVonta Smith may be in play. And Jamar Chase even may be in play. It may just be whoever's the best wide receiver there. I'm going to go and get them because I can get an offensive tackle either later in the first because they've got the Seahawk pick, which is now locked in at 23 after a super wildcard weekend. And they also fucking have the 34th pick in the second round. Like, for me, they have options with their first 3 picks to where they can either take an offensive tackle early, then go defense running back would be what I target with the next 2 picks. Or they trade with the Broncos, they trade with the Lions, the Panthers, anybody who wants a quarterback in that top 10, take a wide receiver. Then you're kind of thinking, oh, do I go tackle and running back? That's kind of what I would do. If an ETN's there at 23, I take ETN. If ETN is gone, I take either a tackle or a defensive player. And then at 34, if Najee Harris is there, he's my guy. I feel like one of the picks at 23 and 34 have to be a running back. Because they need a running back more than they need a wide receiver. But if you're at 2, wide receiver is not on the board for me. It's Penny Sewell or bust.
Is
or Penny Sewell or trade, I should say.
Safe?
Ask
because
me.
that's what you're telling me.
Ask me after. Right now, I'm talking about if I was the coach. I think Sam Darnold's
we know
good.
who the coach is going to be, apparently.
Yeah, like, I feel like Sam Darnold can be successful with the Jets. Adam Gase was the problem. That's what I feel like. I mean, you look at the Jets and what happened with them. Adam Gase was there. They looked like dog shit. Fucking Flores comes in, and then it's like, hey, look at, they're actually a football team. They can play. So yet again, like, I think Adam Gase was mostly the problem with Sam Darnold. I think you could bring in a coach that works well with them. But if they bring in a coach
available, just fresh out the doors from Philly,
Doug Peterson, baby, go ahead and get him
I
if
hear
you
Doug
want him.
Peterson already has the job.
Yeah, that's the rumors that was immediate. Like we mentioned when we talked about Peterson getting fired yesterday. Apparently, he has a really good relationship with the GM of the Jets to where it might be his job. Yet again, would you think Peterson would want to work with Sam Darnold? I don't see why he wouldn't.
Like, I don't have any reason to say no, but we'll find out.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the fun about all this is like there's so many unknowns leading up to this draft with the amount of front office openings and coaching openings. We will have to wait and see what happens, but I think Sam Darnold seems to be safe at this point. I would probably say 80-20 safe on Sam Darnold.
Yep.
We're looking to build and move forward with this Jets team as is.
Yeah. Number 2 to me is like, I'm going to say one more time, Sewell or trade. Sewell or trade. Those are the only 2 things I'm thinking about.